At the end of my previous video, we left Voss and the Vaksdal area and started driving towards Sognefjorden on a tiny, strange little road. In this part of our travels, we went to some more remote areas, which is not very much visited by tourists. And you could really sense that from just driving to these places, because the roads were often just one-way roads and very tiny. Many of these villages had their own little community where everyone knew everyone. And if you lived there, you were certainly a person who appreciated silence, because that was definitely something that you got a lot of in these places. Silence and a nature that I find very hard to describe. I think maybe secretive is the best word for it.
Ser du fossen her oppenifra? Bye bye waterfall. Now we have to head into the dark tunnel.
Our first stop was Breccia, a small village by Sognefjorden, where we were supposed to stay for a few days while traveling to different schools in the area. Sognefjorden is Norway's longest and deepest fjord, and it's a very known travel destination for a lot of tourists, but most of them don't go to this area of the fjord. Suddenly we had moved away from the mountains and the small roads, and we were out in this opened fjord landscape. And it was just us and the waves and almost no other sound. Breccia was certainly a very quiet place. But honestly, that was the perfect thing for us, because we were both starting to feel a little bit more tired from the workshops and the touring and the traveling. So we both really enjoyed coming back to the hotel that we were staying in, that looked sort of like a hobbit house, by the way. And we spent our evenings sorting out our equipment, making some food by the water, and just in general enjoying the beautiful fjord view. Being freelancers, we sometimes find it a little bit hard to differentiate between work time and free time in our normal daily life. So being sort of stuck in this quiet place actually was really, really needed for me. I felt like there was a clear separation between the time when we were working in the schools and our free time. And we did not really have that much to fill our free time with, which meant that I got more room for just sitting with my thoughts, and I had some evenings there where I really felt more peaceful than I have in a very, very long time.
Welcome to Eivindvik, everyone. This is the little village or town where we are staying for the night. I think we are also going to the school on Friday. Here is our hotel. And the owner just gave us a key, and now we're kind of just alone in this big kind of 60s looking hotel. I'm quite happy I'm not alone, because I would be a bit scared if I was going to sleep in an old hotel by myself.
We had some very interesting days in this area, the municipality of Gulen.
So apparently this place was a place where people used to gather in the Viking Age and meet the king and discuss laws and politics. And it laid kind of the grounds for the Norwegian democracy. Good morning. Time is like around 8 and we are in the car driving to our next destination for work, which is Birknes. It's kind of the place that is the most far out at sea. Not far out at sea, but far and... how do you say it? More by the sea? It's too early for these things. It looks pretty spectacular, so we look forward to this place. The road to get there is, as usual, very narrow.
We visited schools both far out to the sea and deep inside the fjords. And we discovered so many cool villages and communities. But the thing I will definitely remember the most is what we did on the last day of our tour. We had been told by a local woman about a beautiful trip across the mountain that would take us about 3 hours. So after we finished work that day, we decided to get up on this mountain. And it was really wet and rainy, but we still thought it would be fine. Until it started snowing.
Men dette sånn så jeg tenker sånn, jeg ser for meg at jeg liksom mister fest og faller og dør.
The path we were on was going up this very steep creek, and when the snow came, it started to get very slippery, to a point where we were basically scared that we would slip off and really hurt ourselves. So what we did was that we decided to make our way to the top, since it was much harder to go downwards. We had this vague memory of this local woman telling us that there was another, much less steep way down across the mountain. so we thought we would head for that one. It did seem like the best solution until we reached the top and realized how much snow there was. The path was not visible at all, and looking at the vast mountain landscape in front of us, we realized the walk was probably much longer than we anticipated. Again, we thought about turning back.
Do you think we can make it?
We have to make it.
We have to make it. I am just really worried that we will not get down before it gets dark, and then it will be even harder to actually get down from here.
Of course, there was also no cell phone coverage, but there were all these stone markings showing us the path through the snow. And because of that, we again decided to keep going instead of turning around.
We don't really know if there is like a, what's it called, a bog or something, or a water where we're walking all the time, so we always have to like walk around places to not step in the water. Huh? Oh, there's water here. But we need to go to that one. I am so cold on my feet right now. Oh. I think we're going all the way up there. We have to focus on the things that we look forward to. Like hot chocolate and a hot shower and the seat warmers in the car.
Did you learn something from last time?
I got completely lost going down from the hill. Apparently not.
My emotions were quite confusing at this point because I was truly feeling a bit scared, seeing the sun go down, imagining still being up here in the dark or climbing down a steep hill in the dark. But at the same time, I was just so in awe at this beautiful landscape that we had in front of us.
This means that the clock is ticking for us to get down before it gets dark. But at the same time, it's so hard to just leave this view.
Eventually, we found the place where we thought we would be descending the mountain. And this was where the red marks were really starting to become scarce.
So we started to get really stressed because we didn't find the markings that we are supposed to follow. But now we found them again. It's here. That thing.
When we realized we would be able to get down from there and that the path was not slippery or steep,
wow,
we were finally able to enjoy the view and take a little bit of a moment before descending.
Maybe we need to go back there someday. Never. Bendik is going to try and run back to where we parked our car so that we can go home faster. Ha det! Thank you, Bendik.
This final walk along the road was actually super enjoyable because I could definitely hear that it was spring now. And I was just contemplating this whole trip and how much fun we had had. And enjoying the thought about maybe going home soon. Because tomorrow would be the last day of our tour.
Was the run? Thank you for getting the car, Bendik.
No problem.